What's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? We're here, the Martine Show, 8 p.m. EST. We're on. Let me get situated. Let me share the live. Okay, we're going to have Ayanna Deans here today. First-time author, as well as co-author for Girls Pep Talk, who's going to be with us. And for those of you who don't know, Tuesdays and Thursdays, the Martine Show comes on at 8 p.m. EST, right here at Author Martine Maya's handle. And the Martine Show is about self-love journey, basically a self-love movement that we have via discussions and conversations based on the personal stories of the interviewee. So the Martine Show is about self-awareness, self-development, and everything social. Everything we discuss comes from our guests, okay? Grown Girls NYC is in the house. Ms. Dean is waiting in the waiting room to be in the studio, basically. So we're going to connect her in a minute. Welcome everybody aboard for tonight. It's going to be a special show. Very, very special conversation going to be happening. So look forward to that. It's a simple girl chat, nothing intricate. We keep it simple and to the point. Okay, so we're going to put in Miss Dean right now, Miss Ayanna Dean. What's up, girl?
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. How you feeling?
I'm feeling okay.
Good. Because I know you said you were nervous. I don't want you
Yes.
to be nervous. Just keep it simple. You probably haven't been on live in a while, though.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. I could understand that. I could understand that for sure. So, all righty.
Mm-hmm.
So, you super excited?
Yes, I am.
I am super excited. First and foremost, I want to take the time to say congratulations to
Thank you.
you on your new journey.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Now I could say like Ayanna Deans is my sister author. Okay. She
Yes.
joined the club. She joined the club. All right. So that's a good thing. Good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that opens a lot of doors for a lot of people. Those who take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And one thing I have to tell you, you have a very good mentor. Okay,
Yes.
Yolanda Bradwitt. All right. She's been around the block a couple of times now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she's an award-winning author.
Yeah.
So you're in good hands, and I'm really happy about that.
I'm so
Um,
grateful for her.
yes, I am too, and I'm grateful of her progress to see what grown girls have become today from where we were then.
Yes.
That's huge. So you're in the right hands. I must say that.
Thank you.
So the way we're going to start the conversation is that you're going to introduce yourself, let people know a little bit about you, and then it's going to flow. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
hmm Hi, everyone. I'm Ayanna Deans, and I'm a mother of two. I'm a grandmother of two, and I just I'm a very humble person. I'm a happy person. I love people, and I'm a little shy.
Yeah, we know that. That's okay though. And don't forget to add your vitiligo queen.
Yes,
Okay.
and I have vitiligo, and I had it since I was about 8 or 9, and I'm just I'm in a space where I'm accepting it more. And
Absolutely.
and this is the book, The Girls Pep Talk, and I want to thank Yolanda for including me in this journey with
Mm,
the other young ladies. So that's
absolutely.
who I am.
So, to let everybody know, Ayanna Deans just became an author. Okay. She participated in Girls Pep Talk. as a co-author, where she has a chapter in there with her personal story. And
Yes.
that's one of the ways that you could become an author, which is a lot simpler than writing your own personal book. But it's really a separate and distinct journey to get on. So we want to take the time to celebrate her, get into conversation about her initiative to write her story and what she plans to do moving forward because she entered a whole new world. So I hope she's ready. You ready?
Yes. I'm getting there.
Because is this your first interview?
Yes.
Okay, it's
Yes.
about to get real, boo. It's about to get real, sis. Okay.
I was like,
Welcome
my
aboard.
heart
Okay.
beating right now, and but I'm ready.
Welcome
I'm
aboard.
ready.
Okay. So just be
Mhm.
prepared. I mean, you watch me. You
Yes.
see where I started and where
Yes.
I am. Okay.
Yeah.
Back in 2015, you were watching me. Okay.
Mhm.
And then it just continue. So trust and believe when I tell you, be ready.
I
Be ready.
I don't have no
Okay.
other choice but to be
Exactly.
ready.
And as I told you, you on board with a very, very, very good mentor. I
Yes.
mean, a fabulous mentor. So at this point, just be ready. You already know how
Yes.
Yolanda flow. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She's going, she's gone. All right. So
Yes.
just follow and
Mhm.
you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about your chapter in Girls Pep Talk.
Mhm.
What is it about?
Well, it's all about um I came with quotes, and some were mine and some were other people's, just to uplift people, women,
Hmm.
young, elder, because I started going to therapy, and I said I can't. I have to be an example. If I'm writing something like quotes for other women, I have to be an example. I can't be totally there, but since I'm in therapy, I'm getting there. And a lot of people like Yolanda, my family, my women family, and they really uplift me. So I want to be that for other women, whether they're young or old. So I came up with some of the quotes that I felt was like me.
Hmm.
So that that's what my part is about.
Okay.
Um,
So
yes.
when you say the quotes were like you, what exactly are you referring to? Is it your vitiligo situation or is
Um,
it
it can be because I have one quote in there. It says, "Never let the opinion of others be the measure of your own self worth."
hmm.
So I don't want to cry,
Girl, it's okay. It's a
but
Martine show. We do everything here. We come as is. So let it be.
but I was very bothered about um my vitiligo
Hmm.
because as I was growing up, it wasn't out so much, but as I got
Hmm.
older, my hands started changing, and it's all over now, so I didn't have any choice but to accept it.
Hmm.
And like people stare, and some people don't understand it, but I said, you know what? I have to learn to deal with it because it's
Hmm.
not going away. It's a part of me.
Right.
And I said, God made me this way for a reason, you
Absolutely.
know? So, um, like some of it is like, I have one quote in here. It said, if you happen to see something behind me, don't be alarmed. That's just goodness and mercy following me all the days of my life. Because I was self conscious of
Hmm.
my condition. So, like, I said I have to keep saying to myself, and that's why I'm into therapy also,
Mm.
to learn how to not be so hard on myself.
Mm.
And I know, you know, people around me, they say they don't even notice it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and but I'm living it, and that's my truth. And now I'm loving it because a young lady, she lifted me up when I was in Dollar Tree, and she seen like different shapes in my vitiligo. Like she saw like a moon, she saw like a door, and I never really paid attention to that. So she uplifted me by
Mm-hmm.
saying, "You're so beautiful," and just pointing out stuff. So I wanted to be that for somebody else. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Because I was quick to, I can uplift somebody else, but I wasn't uplifting myself. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? I was in a dark place. So
Wow.
when Yolanda asked me to do this, I was like, at first I was kind of hesitant. Then I was like, you know what? I have to come out of my shell, and I have
Mm-hmm.
to, I just have to just live life.
Mm-hmm.
Because before I was like hesitant to do things, like since I go to therapy, my therapist said, don't put too much thought into doing things. If it's like, if I ask a question, it's either going to be yes or no,
Right.
you know? So I was like, yeah, I definitely love to be a part of that, because then that takes me where I can tell my story to others, and don't be ashamed about it.
Yes. Yes. Girl, you just touched my heart.
Thank
You know
you.
something? I know you for a while. And
Mhm.
I remember when you shared and you told me that you had vitiligo. And at that moment, when you shared it back then, I mean, it wasn't on your hands or anything. It
No.
wasn't
Mm-mm.
like the way it is now.
Right.
But I remember it was just so weird to me how I identified you with that all the time. And do you remember the times where every time I would see a posting reference vitiligo, I would always tag you or send
Uh
it to your
huh.
inbox?
Mhm.
Like they had like these ladies doing these dolls, and then they
Yes.
had like vitiligo on, and I was like,
Yes.
oh, that's Ayanna's thing. So I would just send it, like not even thinking about it, you know? But now that you just explained yourself through your story and everything, I was just like, I had no idea that you were hurting inside.
Mhm.
Wow,
Yep.
that is really something.
Mhm.
And that explains everything. Like sometimes, you see somebody and you may know them for a while, and then you notice that they're a little distant, a little calm, quiet, and you have no idea. And some people, depending on their personalities, they could frame something out of that and be like,
Mhm.
oh, she's being indifferent. She's the Meanwhile, you are hurting,
Mhm. Because
hurting.
I always had a smile on my face. So
Yes.
if I didn't tell you I was hurting, you would never know.
Oh my goodness. I'm the
And
same
because,
way.
some people thought I was standoffish, but, I was just dealing with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And like, people say, you so beautiful, but I didn't feel that way, because I'm like, I don't want to change. But now that I'm in therapy, and it's nothing I can do about it, because when I was
Mhm.
younger, I used to cover up because my mom used to buy me makeup, but it wasn't my color. So
Mm,
at, it wasn't so bad. But then
mhm,
I'm covered like maybe 80% of my body, my lower body.
mhm,
And I said, I just have to accept it, because it ain't nothing I could do about it. Like,
mhm.
the dermatologist said, oh, we can try this or we can try that, but it's not 100%, 80%, 70% that it's going to work because I'm covered. So
Mhm.
I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be me and that's it. Whoever don't like it,
Yes.
because like it was a man that said to me, he was like, why you don't cover that up? And I was like, wow.
That's the truth right
Wow.
there, boo. That's the
Yes.
truth right
I was
there.
like, this is me. And if you don't like it, then don't look at me. And I had a doctor ask me, was it contagious? And I'm like, contagious? I said, you don't know. They called it lesions. And I was like, lesions? I was like, whoa. And I just got up
Mhm.
and walked out. And I was like, I had to breathe because that hurt my feelings so bad that I said, everybody's not going to understand. And I had to keep that in my mind like, everybody's not going to understand this. So now I'm in therapy, and that's helping me so much.
Good for
So,
you.
so much.
Good for
Because
you.
for a long time, I used to cry a lot. I still
Well,
cry, but it's happy, joyful, and sometimes I get sad about it. But then
mhm.
I just say, you know what? God made you this way for a reason, and this is to help other people with. It don't have to be vitiligo. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? It could be other things. That's why when Yolanda had asked me with this book, I was like, you know what? Let me just come out of my shell and do what I got to do.
I'm so happy for you. I'm so
Thank
happy for
you.
you. I
I'm
mean,
so ecstatic.
you should be.
Like, I'm like so ecstatic. And I have she's putting a launch for me for May 1st
Yes.
in Hempstead. And I'm like so joyful. Like, this is so, like, I, I don't know how to explain it.
I could feel it. You know, this is the people like the people really will not understand unless they've been there.
Mhm.
And hearing you speak, it's like a renewal for me because I was once in your spot with my
Mhm.
whole uterine fibroid situation.
Yes.
I
I
was there,
remember that. Mhm.
and those days and nights that you're talking about crying, I know what that is like, okay?
Mhm.
And trust me, even fairly recently, I had breakdowns, okay?
Mhm.
So when I tell you I've been there, you know I've been there,
Yes. Yes.
okay? And the thing about it is, it doesn't matter what condition you're dealing with, because it's a condition. It's not a
Yes.
disease, guys. It's a
Right.
condition, okay?
Mhm.
So it doesn't matter what condition you're dealing with. We all go through the same thing. We all
Mhm.
hurting in the same way. Pain and suffering is the same. That
Yes.
heartache is the same. Those lonely times of you overthinking is the same,
Yes.
you know, and then you
Mhm.
wondering why me,
Yeah. I always used to say, "Why
you
me?"
but
But
it comes to a point where the why me becomes like, you know what, whatever. And
mhm.
then you got to that point
Yeah.
because you like, I'm going to go to therapy step by step. Then the opportunity open, I'm going to write my story,
Mhm.
you know? And then it's going to continue to open. But the thing about it, you have to make that decision.
Yes.
You made that decision and you stepped on the opportunity that it's a grand opportunity for you. And you have the
Mhm.
best mentor, like I said,
Yes. She is the
you know,
greatest. Cause
in
I
this
text
moment in
her.
time. I mean, you have a mentor that's been through stuff too.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And sometimes you feel alone because you don't think people going through something. But it
Girl,
it doesn't matter if it's something, the littlest thing. You still have that thinking in your mind that you're alone. But then
Right.
you go, you talk to so many women or even other like men or children, you be like, wow, everybody's going through something.
Right.
And now I can say, breathe,
Yes.
because you're still here and you're living. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So it ain't nothing else to complain about.
Absolutely.
And that's what get me through it. And my therapist give me different kind of exercises to do. So um it's really helping me. It's really, really helping me. And I thank God that I said, you know what, it's time.
It is time.
It's time.
It's time.
Because I didn't want to go into a dark place again.
Girl, you talking to the choir right here. I know.
Hmm.
I know. And let me tell you, the time, when you say it's time, only you could decide when time comes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And that's one thing. The person going through the problem, the heartache, the pain, the suffering, they're the only ones that can say when it's time.
Hmm.
And the good thing about it is that we have we had the capability and ability to say that it's time, and then we move forward. But some people don't get to say that it's time because they give up,
Yes.
and some of them are not here with us today.
Hmm.
And that's the truth.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
because you have to think, what am I complaining about? I can walk, I can breathe, I can enjoy the coldness, I can enjoy the trees, I can even enjoy the insects. And the people that's not here, they can't enjoy that. So I said, I need to stop complaining. I have to stop complaining
Yes.
because it's not getting me nowhere, and it's just going to keep me in that space. And I don't want to be there no more.
So I want to take the time to connect with everyone in the chat room. Thank you everyone for coming through. This is such a touching conversation, men and women. This is about vitiligo. This is a vitiligo queen right here, Miss Ayanna Deans. She's been going through it for a bit, but she finally came to a point where she just became an author. She shared her story in Girls Pep Talk, which is Yolanda's book. She's a
Yes.
co-author for Girls Pep Talk, and she speaks about vitiligo, her situation, her heartache, her journey, and her initiative to write her own story and how she's overcoming it. So if you guys have any questions related to vitiligo, becoming an author, writing your story, by all means, please drop it right here in the chat so that we can have Miss Ayanna Deans answer the questions to the best of her capacity. I could help you guys with answering those questions as well. Not
Yes.
the vitiligo ones though, but that's for Miss Queen here. Gia Gibbs. Hey Gia, how you doing? I'm so happy for you to be alive. Vitiligo is your ministry. Yes, it is. Just like for
Yeah.
me, Faces of Uterine Fibroids, that's my ministry.
Mhm.
You know, I speak it, I whatever, I live it. It's a
Mhm.
ministry. And that's why, like, I didn't understand before when I got into it that my ministry was about healing across the board. Like, I didn't know
Right.
that. I just knew that I had the condition, that I've been dealing with it for too long. Okay. And then I was going to therapy before. And then I had surgery. Then I had to go to therapy afterwards, to get myself together until I didn't need therapy anymore, you know.
Mhm.
But everything that you're doing, basically, everything that you've done, don't hesitate. Like everything that you're doing, going to therapy and all that, that's what needs to be done. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Make sure that you tell everybody that don't hesitate to choose to go to therapy because we all need someone to talk to.
Yes.
And that's one thing when you're in pain and suffering, that's what you lack.
Mhm.
People to listen to you and not judge you. That's what we do
Yes.
with therapy. That's what therapy is all about. Being
Mhm.
able to have someone separate and distinct to have a conversation with, have that person connect and engage with you, and have them listen to you pour your heart out without judgment.
Yes. Yes. Because you could talk to your family but I think that people have to sometimes walk in your shoes to understand. Yeah, you may think I'm beautiful, you may think, but in the back of my mind, I was like, I said, I'm turning white. I'm like, oh my God, like people staring at me. Sometime I would have if I had a long sleeve shirt, I would cover, since my hands started changing, I would put my hands into my shirt. And then I was like, you know what? Stop it. Stop it. And my daughter gets on me a lot because
Um,
I supposed to wear sunscreen. She was like, you gotta put it on and you gotta reapply it. I don't listen. She be like, because she's an esthetician and everything. She was like, you have to reapply it. And I'll be like, I don't like the way it feels. I don't want. She was like, but you're gonna put it on.
so it
So
sounds like for a moment that your daughter became the mommy when it
yeah,
comes to this.
yeah. She always thinks she my mama.
Uh-huh.
But
Wow.
like just when I tell my story, it's like a something
Really?
just lift off my shoulders, like
Yes.
because a lot of times I would just be like, okay, I got it, and let me cry about it, let me sulk about it. But then I started seeing people like me, because I was
Mhm.
like, I did not know it was so many people that have vitiligo. So I started like joining groups
Mhm.
and I was like, wow, I'm not alone.
Yes, I
I'm
did
not
the same
alone.
thing. I did the same thing. And Facebook is very good
Yeah.
for groups. You will
Mhm.
find people with the same problem.
Yes.
There's a group out there, hundreds of
Mhm.
people, thousands of people, you
Yes.
know, with the
And
same issue, having the same conversation, sharing their story, telling what they're going through for the day, asking questions and
mhm.
enlightening you
Yes.
every day, you know.
And a
And
friend of mine, she made my day. She sent me the Barbie doll with it. And
yes.
I was like, oh, that was so nice. I was in tears because I was like, I seen it, but I was like when you used to tag me in the dolls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, do people they really recognize this?
Hmm.
And it's a
There are
great
some
thing.
there are some models out there that are actually recognized for vitiligo,
Yep.
and vitiligo makes them money.
Yes. Yes.
That's the skin condition that they have, which is so unique
Mhm.
and different, and that's how they represent as in their modeling, their portfolio.
Yep.
Just
Mhm.
like it's just like freckles, you know.
Yes.
Some of us hate freckles. A lot of people who have it, and some have it like to the utmost. And
Yes.
some are models because they got too many freckles, literally.
And
Okay?
they different.
Yeah, and that's how they're making their money. You
Mhm.
know,
Yep.
somebody likes it, they picked it up and like, you know what? I'm gonna market it.
Yes.
I'm gonna put them in the forefront, and that's it.
Mhm.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yep.
But I'm so proud of you for real to have
Thank
come
you.
to that point. We do have a question here from Dwayne Hurt. Let me see. It says, how did it feel telling your story in your book? Was it therapeutic to get it out? And will there be more books? So he wants to know, how does it feel that you actually told your story in this book? Was it therapeutic? And then he wants to know afterwards, will there be more books related to your story, vitiligo?
Yeah, it's because it's basically it is therapeutic because when somebody uplifts you and you can uplift somebody else, that just warmed my heart. And I thought about um doing like a whole book, like writing about vitiligo, and like I would say, I wanted to get something on a shirt. Um, if you see me, say hello. I'm not contagious. Just say hello,
Mm-hmm.
or you can even ask me, because I know, like even little children, will say, "What happened?" And like I was in Walmart one time, and she had to be like maybe 3 or 4, and she asked, and her mother was like, "Mind your business. Don't be asking
Yeah,
nobody." I said, "It's
yeah.
okay." I said, "I have a condition that, but I said, make sure mommy put sunscreen on you." And she just smiled. And some people can be malicious, and some people ask questions. I'd rather you ask questions than stare at me, because that's an uncomfortable feeling, you know. So yes, I thought about writing a book about my full story, like
Mm-hmm.
growing up, and you know with it and covering it up, because I noticed, like when my mom used to buy me makeup, she had to get like two kinds so it
To blend it, because back then they
blended,
didn't have a color.
but
Yeah.
it was always orangey, because I used to do my legs. They used to
Mm.
come on my face, but it's not too much on my face anymore. But I used to, and then I was like, you know what? When they started getting bigger, and because it's all on my feet and
Okay.
everything, and I was like, you know what? God made me this way for a reason, and
Absolutely.
I'm here to help whoever, whether whatever type of condition you have, because
Mm.
I I'm thanking God that I'm still here and I'm breathing, and I'm not gonna let this take a toll of me.
Have you taken the time to research on celebrities who've had vitiligo or who have vitiligo, like well-known
Yes.
people? Okay.
Terrence J, he has it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I see Winnie. Cause when she was on Top Model,
Mm-hmm.
um, that's when I was like, wow, she has it. Um, I can't think on the top of my head, but yeah,
Well,
it's a
do you know that Michael Jackson had that?
yes, yes.
Yes, he did.
Mhm,
And that was a major thing for him. As a matter of
mhm.
fact, that's more the reason why he proceeded, well, because he had money. I mean, he proceeded
To
further to
yes,
unify his skin, and people didn't realize that. They're like,
right.
oh, he turned himself white. No, it was vitiligo, and through treatment and everything that he had to put on his skin, then
Mhm,
to unify everything, then it became a lighter complexion than his original complexion.
right.
But
Mhm,
his original situation was vitiligo.
yes. Mhm,
And I mean, I had the opportunity to actually meet him because I worked at Air France where we were checking in like celebrities, they were coming
mhm.
through. And he came through, um, with his manager and everything. And his hands were very pale, very pale, very like kind of like saying the first layer of the skin was lifted. Okay.
Mhm.
Because it's very, very pale. Like you could tell that's not his original layer. That was not
Yes.
the first layer because we have like
Mhm.
3 layers, on our skins. That was not the first layer. And just by looking at the hands, I was like, wow. And then you could tell like around the tips right here that it was a little bit darker and
Mhm.
everything else was just like unified, that very light color. And then he just basically unified it with his whole entire body. And
Yes.
so, but it was a vitiligo situation that was really
Mhm.
bothering him. So you
Yep.
could imagine with everything that we have watched him go through growing up, how was he really feeling? Like he really kept himself away from a lot of people.
You
Mhm.
know, when he walked around, he wore a mask before we even thought
Mhm.
about wearing
Yep.
masks. I mean, he was protecting his skin.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because the white burns quicker. That's why they say you can't be in the sun for so
You
long.
can't be exposed.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
yes, people do not understand, but look at the conversation we having now. Michael Jackson's been gone for a bit while now, okay?
Mhm.
And look at the conditions we're living right now, where we're having to wear the mask. Meanwhile, he was the only person wearing masks. People thought he was weird. People were
Mhm.
saying negative things about him, not even realizing that he was hurting. He was
Yes.
broken. You know, he
Mhm.
was going through stuff,
Yes.
just
Yes.
like we have gone through stuff.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's just to identify the human side of people, you know? So that's why I ask you, like, did you check out celebrities? Because these people are real people. You know,
Yes.
people forget that. They go through
Yes.
stuff. They have
Mhm.
emotions. They
Yes.
hurt. Okay. They go through pain and suffering too. All right.
Mhm.
So that's just another way to identify, like, you're not alone, you know?
Mhm.
You're not alone in this process.
Yes. Yes. Because they even have a conference. They but with they have it all over. Like it's June 25th, I think.
Yeah. The
They have the
Vitiligo
Vitiligo
conference,
Day.
right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's Vitiligo
Mhm.
Day, Vitiligo Week,
Mhm.
Vitiligo Conference,
Yep.
organization. I got the
Mhm.
same thing with the whole fibroid situation, you
Mhm.
know. And you know what? How did that make you feel when you found out all this information?
That was like I was just cuz when I seen it on Facebook, I was like I did not know it was so many people. Like and you see different shapes. You see different I seen one girl, her face looked like a butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you can just acknowledge or look at your I look at my skin. I said, "Oh, I do see like a puppy with ears and like it's amazing to know that you're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's so amazing that to know that you're not alone and um it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
It is. It is.
It is
And
a
you know what?
blessing.
All of that helps you change your perception about the condition.
Mhm.
You know, you don't see it as something negative anymore. You
Right.
don't see it as, I'm losing my skin or my skin is turning white, or you don't see it as that. Like, I'm
Mhm.
sure Michael Jackson, when people were saying that, oh, he turned himself white, he didn't appreciate that. But
Right.
think about in his shoes, what he was thinking, what he needed to do to help himself feel better.
Mhm.
So the only thing you
Mhm.
want to do is unify your skin. You want
Yes.
the skin to be unified so that it could all be one, so that it doesn't look different. That's what you want
Right.
to do,
Mhm.
right? That's automatic reaction.
Yes. Yes. Mhm.
Okay. So because the way you see it with blotches. Like I got
Mhm.
blotches all over. Like it's
Mhm.
not one.
Mhm.
That's what bothers you.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that's what people need to understand. People don't understand. Like there's a broken factor between your perception and other people's perception.
Mhm.
And those other people's perception got nothing to do with anything because they ain't going through nothing that you're going through.
Exactly. Exactly. Because
Happens.
it's like,
That's just the way it is. And that's something, that's a
yes.
distinction that I had to make. That's a distinction I had to make, going through my process. Because my process was worse in a way because it's not my condition is non-visual.
Right.
You can't see it.
Mhm.
Okay. It was based on feeling, you know,
Mhm.
the condition.
Yes.
And when I did find somebody who was able to describe how they were feeling because of the condition or what they were going through or what they went through, I'm telling you, it's heaven when you could
Mhm.
identify with somebody
Yes.
who is going through what you're going through. You're in heaven.
Yes.
Okay. That's why,
Wait,
like,
you was feeling that way too? Oh,
yes,
really? Wow, I thought I was just the only one. Like it was it's it's like I can't describe the feeling. It's just a weird, good. It's a good weird. But
Yes. Yes.
when somebody can identify what you're going through, you like, man, what I was crying for. Like,
Yeah.
really. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because when I have to keep reminding myself, God made me different for a reason. A
Yeah.
reason. Not for a season, but a
For a
reason.
reason. There you go, baby. Once you make it a reason, the reason gives you purpose,
Yep.
never ending. I
Mhm.
mean, um, I for I'm so happy for you that I cannot even explain. Like no words could explain my feeling for you right now. You know, it's beyond words. But what I would
Mhm.
suggest for you is to go a little bit further because every day is a new day, and every time you tell your story, it's always going to be a vitiligo story. However, it's going to be a new story because you're going to
Mhm.
always reach another part of the story that you have not identified with that you need
Right.
to do, you know?
Mhm.
And I would highly suggest for you to get on YouTube, Miss Vitiligo Queen, and do YouTube because I do that with Faces of
Mhm.
Beauty Black Boys, okay?
Mhm.
And some days, honestly, every time, let me tell you something. Every time I'm ready to quit on my YouTube channel, this is what happens to me. I post a video, I'm telling different conditions, different scenarios about my condition or what I went through and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And then guess what I get? The video goes, I get the views, whatever. And then when you don't expect it, you get a question. So
Mhm.
I go, oh my God, thank you so much for posting this video. I'm going through this condition. You explained this, that. I want to know how to do this. Can I do this? Like, it's like you are counseling and coaching right then and there.
Mhm.
Okay. Every video. There are videos that I posted. I kid you not. Okay. I haven't been on my YouTube for, it's going to be a month now. All right.
Mhm.
And let me tell you, I got this comment on there the other day that just like, woo! I was like, holy cow, I need to get back on my YouTube.
Mhm.
Okay? Because it's just, people are like, thank you so much. You don't understand how much I appreciate it. I may not comment or like, but at the same time, when I need to, I know that I can come here because I watch all your videos and
Mhm.
you're the only person that's putting this out there and it's necessary. And I'm like, okay, okay.
Mhm.
you know? So that's what you're gonna get. That's what you're gonna get. And just keep going at
Mhm.
it. When you are at your darkest moment at times, of course, allow yourself to be able to speak and
Mhm.
but you could do videos without showing your face sometimes, and
Right.
that's what I got into because sometimes with this condition, you speaking from the heart. And there are
Mhm.
times where you can't bring it out, okay, showing your face
Mhm.
because it hurts.
Yeah.
Right? And if you could do it in a way where you don't have to show your face and you have it like a little movie style with pictures and all that stuff describing what you're
Mhm.
talking about, the message, at least the message is passed.
Mhm.
You drop it and just let it go. And then you
Mhm.
go to the next one. Drop it, let it go. That's how I started. And then afterwards, I got a little more comfortable. I was able to show my
Mhm.
face, and
Mhm.
then in between, when I got some bad days, I don't show my face, but I still
Mhm.
drop something and let it
Mhm.
go because you're going to get the result no matter what.
Right. And
And it,
that's what my therapist said. You
yes,
have to just do it.
do it.
If nobody's viewing at the time, because I always said that I want to do Facebook Live, I want to do this. She'd be like, don't put so much thought into it. Just do it. And who
You
cares?
notice me, right? You know of my campaign and how I started in 2015. They
Mm-hmm.
taught me, look, you're gonna do something, you announce it. Now you don't see me announcing shit. But you see me doing a whole lot more.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Exactly the way you need to be. You don't see me announcing on my personal page. I don't even talk about what I do because I know
Mhm.
why. Okay.
Mhm.
Because the people on my personal page through Facebook are not the people who actually really follow me.
Mhm.
But when I go on other platforms, okay, I have my people. Like on my business page, I have followers for
Mhm.
Facebook. But my personal page, those are not my followers.
Right.
Okay? They just hangout
Mm.
people, family and
Mhm.
friends. That's it. You know what I mean? They're here to
Yep.
like and congratulate. That's all.
Uh-huh.
They don't do nothing else. Okay? But
Mhm.
my business Facebook page, that's a whole nother ball game. I gotta post
Mhm.
there every day.
Yes.
You know? My
Mhm.
my my Faces of Uterine Fibroid page, same thing. No problem.
Mhm.
Okay? You see me post all the time on Instagram? Okay,
Mhm.
no problem. It's a whole different population.
Yes. Because I was trying to stay, since I had got into therapy, I was trying to stay away from social media. But then when
Girl,
the book came, I was
yeah.
like, Yolanda was like, you got to post. And I'm like, oh my God.
I,
I'm trying
I've
to
gone through the
heal
same thing.
myself. And then I
Yeah.
got to go back on social
No,
media.
you
And
just find a way to manage it.
yes.
Just
And
find a way to manage it. You
that's
don't
the part.
like for me, that's the way I manage it is that I don't necessarily have to post on my personal profile page.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it's something that I need to post, like business related, where I need reactions and I need people to really be fully engaged, my personal profile page, that's not the page for it. And
Right.
that's something that I've learned. And
Mm-hmm.
when I've gone to therapy, that's something that I had to know how to configure,
Mm-hmm.
because when you're going through something, and you're dealing with, let's say, the people who actually really know you and they know you from your past, basically, because they
Mm-hmm.
never want to accept your present.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's number one, family and friends. Okay, they
Yes.
never want to accept your present. They know you from the past, so no matter what you're doing, they're always going to bring that past energy into
Mm-hmm.
your new project. Okay, and that's something that I had to learn to configure, to be like, you know what, it's okay to not include some people
Mm-hmm.
and just don't post it there.
Right.
Got plenty of other places to post.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I so concerned about one page?
Right.
Don't do that to yourself.
Yeah.
Explore. Move on.
Yeah, because I was like, being that I be like, oh God, I don't want to go on live, and then I'll be fumbling with my words, and then I say if I fumble, I fumble. Now I have to be transparent and be like, you know what? I might have a little slob on me, or my eyelash might be this way, but that's
Yeah.
just gonna be me. So,
Once you learn where to put what, and you learn to manage your stuff, and you got a handle on things, let me tell you, you're gonna be flying that coop like I got okay. You know, create your own.
mhm,
You could also, when you create your YouTube, you could also create your Facebook group for
mhm,
Vitiligo, from Ayanna Deans.
mhm,
Hey, get your crowd of people, create your tribe.
mhm.
There are people that are waiting to hear from you. And
Yes.
that's one thing I had to learn with my condition.
Mhm,
Some people want to hear it from me.
mhm.
And that's how I was able to pretty much, get my YouTube going and created my own crowd.
Right.
They want to hear from me, because
Mhm,
every now and then I get a question or a comment or a
mhm,
thank you or something, you
mhm.
know, you know.
And just that little thing, it means a lot.
Yes.
A thank you means a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because people do be. That's why I always say to myself now, you never know what somebody is going through just by looking at them. Because
Girl.
some wear it on their sleeve, and some people mask it. Like me, I
Yes.
mask everything with my smile. So,
Same here, boo. Same here.
so if you didn't know me and you see me smiling, they'd be like, "Oh, she's happy." But
And
in
you
the back,
always smiling.
yes, in the back, I'd be like, when I get in by myself, sometimes I'm just like, I used to be like, "Why me?
Yeah.
Why?"
Yeah.
But I'm not asking God why no more,
Don't.
because He
Don't.
chose me for a reason.
Absolutely. And one thing that's what got me to stop as well. I spent a long time asking why, and I remember when I used to take the time to ask why, the reason the when I was asking why, that also stopped me from being able to find a solution for myself
Mhm.
because I was in so much sorrow
Mhm.
and misery, and I
Mhm.
felt like I was being punished,
Right.
you know.
Yes.
And I kept thinking, like, "Oh, is it something that I did? What is it that
Mhm.
I might have done
Mhm.
for me to be in this condition? Like,
Yes.
why?"
Mhm.
But you go to therapy, you grow,
Mhm.
and then you realize that you're actually creating more limitations for you by asking why.
Yes. Because a lot of times stress with the vitiligo makes it spread.
Same
So
thing with the fibroids.
yes. So
Yes.
I'm like, yo, you gotta stop putting so much stress on you. And cause I'll be like, I ain't have that spot the other
Yep.
day because I'm
I
stressing,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
And that's a lot because I was a worry wart. I will worry about everything. So they
Yeah.
just started spreading all over the place. And then when I went to the dermatologist, she was like, "Oh, we can put you in this box." And I said, I'm good.
That's it's kind of like an oxygen box,
Right,
basically.
the UV
Exactly.
box.
Which is the
Yes.
same thing that Michael Jackson used.
Mhm.
Because
Yep.
he had money, he was able to have it in his home.
Exactly.
You know, it's exactly the same thing. It's
Yep.
no different.
Mhm.
Same thing.
Yep. Mhm. I used to go
Wow.
to the dermatologist and get shots, and I'm scared of needles. Would have to go every week and get the shots, and I was like, you know what? I can't do this no more. I said
Mm,
it's just gonna have to flow.
wow. Wow, wow, wow. So we
Mhm.
have some beautiful comments. This is D is too blessed. Hey D, what's going on? Okay. So she
Hey.
says, you ladies are a living testimony for someone in the world. Thank you so much.
Thank
Really appreciate
you.
that. Really appreciate that. And God's favorite one is like your testimony. So
Yes.
basically, she's like, wow. Is
Mhm.
that Teresa? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
God's
Teresa.
favorite one.
Mhm. Hey.
So nice to have you all on, ladies. Thank you so much for being
Thank
on.
you.
Oh my goodness. I'm so touched. I would love to see you grow more with
Thank
this
you.
for sure.
Thank you.
Remember, I told you that. Okay.
Mhm.
There's no
Yes.
time frame on growth. Okay. There's no
Yes.
time frame on elevation.
Mhm.
Um, you have to feel good. You have to be
Mhm.
comfortable with yourself
Yes.
in order to do it. So always
Mhm.
remember that. But
Yes.
just know that you have a purpose, and your purpose is to move forward with your endeavors.
Yes.
Um, a lot of people want to hear it from you. Okay. I want to hear it from you. Yolanda wants to hear it from you. You
Mhm.
got everybody here wants to hear it from you because
Mhm.
obviously that's why they're here, because
Mhm.
they want to hear it from you.
Yes.
What's up, Christina? So definitely. And I already, you know what? Oh my goodness. I already see you as
Mhm.
you move forward. I already see you doing your YouTube. I already
Thank.
see you. Like,
Mhm.
I really do. This right here is a great start for you
Yes,
with
it is.
becoming a co-author. You know, when you're a co-author, you're a full-fledged author. You're not half an author. You are an author. You
Mm-hmm.
just co-authored in a book.
Yes.
Okay, remember that. All
Yes,
right. So
I
when you
will.
present yourself as an author, because that's who you are. Okay. And when people ask you about your book, I'm a co-author for Girls Pep Talk, which is by Yolanda Bradley.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Okay. But
Yes.
you doing the damn thing.
Thank you. Thank you. I thank you for this because I was like, oh my God, I got to do an interview. I don't know what I'm doing.
So tell me,
But
how did you feel when I sent you the invite? Like when I said, I'm waiting on you, because I
yeah,
remember I did
yeah,
comment.
I was like, I'm so nervous. My heart was beating. I was like, because it's, I don't know. I just was like, my hands were shaking. And I was like,
That's natural though.
get your butt, just sit your behind down somewhere
Well,
and just do it.
well, one thing you guys know is me. Number one, you guys know me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I created this platform is because I love people. I want to be in a position to be able to celebrate people.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it's like to go through stuff and have nobody to talk to. You
Right.
know, I know
Mm-hmm.
what it's like to be suffering. I've been through pain and agony before. You guys
Yes.
know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be able to allow everybody to speak their truth, be able to
Yes.
have their voice being heard. So it's just like having a regular conversation over the phone,
Yes.
but we just do it on air. Because I told you, it's just a regular girl chat, you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
And when I have men come on here, and I was like, "Yo, you speaking to your homegirl?"
Yes. And
Like
that made
that's
me,
it.
when you said we're just gonna have a girl chat, and that made me, I was still nervous, but I was like, you know what? Um, I think my daughter said, "Put your big panties on," or something. She said, and just something in that nature. And I was like,
Yes,
you know what? Let me just do it. And
yes.
here I am.
I'm so happy. Even this morning when I sent you the flyer, and like I'm not into flyers like that.
Mhm.
I started doing flyers now because some of you guys, want to be able to post. And I don't post on my personal profile, like I told you guys. I just post from Instagram to my business page. So everything is
Mhm.
connected. Once I do it on Instagram, it goes to my business page. So that's
Mhm.
done. But when I did the flyer and I sent it out to you, and I was like, you can share it if you want and whatever. And you're like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. I'm like, girl, no need to be nervous.
That's
Hi,
my daughter.
Kenya. Oh my God, Kenya's here.
Mhm.
How are you? It's been so long, girl. Welcome aboard. So when you told me you're so nervous, I'm like, why is she nervous for? But you know what? Now I understand. And
Mhm.
I understand exactly where you're coming from. And I'm just so happy that you reached that point because I know what it's like to be in a situation where you're stuck. I mean, my condition was 21 years journey. I was
Mhm.
stuck in a cycle, a repeating cycle for 21 years
Mhm.
of my life. Okay. Talk about pain, agony, and suffering. Okay. When you are basically revisiting the same problem on and on again, going through the same conversations on and on again, and seeing that you're stuck. And then all of a
Mhm.
sudden you go through a breakthrough.
Mhm.
That's huge,
Mhm.
you know. So
Yeah.
coming from where I came from, I know what it's like to be in that repeating mundane cycle where you feel like nobody's going to give you a break or you feel like nobody's tapping your shoulder. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to create this platform so that I could be able to give people a break,
Yes. Thank
you know.
you.
So I'm glad you got broken in, girl, on the Martine show.
Yes. Yes.
Yolanda said she texted me at work today. I knew she was nervous.
Uh-huh.
He told me she was nervous. She was like, no shame. I'm nervous, okay? I don't know
Mhm.
what I'm gonna say. I'm nervous. But it's all good. I mean, I'm your guy's homegirl. So,
Yes. Yes,
we
you are.
sisters. We've gone through stuff,
Yes.
We've been here. I tell
Much
people all
love
the
to
time,
you.
You're so welcome. But I tell you all the time, like, I am doing my thing. I'm in full action, but I'm always with you guys all
Mhm.
the time, and Yolanda knows that.
Mhm.
Um, I'm always there,
Yes.
So here we are. So
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm so happy. Please let everybody know where they could get Girls Pep Talk
Uh,
um, for
well,
purchasing.
you can purchase it from me. You can either um you can email me at mizzjamo the number 2 at gmail.com. I don't have a website.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's basically it. You can hit me up on Facebook. You can hit me up on Instagram. And if you want a book, the book is $20. And just let me know.
So one thing I'm gonna tell you, one piece of advice I'll tell you as you move forward in your growth and elevation process, you're gonna create your own website so that you
Okay.
can have your book on your website,
Yes.
so that you can create your own funds for your book
Mhm.
on your own website. You need that, okay?
Yes. Yes.
And get on the interview, path, girl.
Yes.
You
And
know,
on May 1st, I will do. I'm doing my book launch at Pop Up Ink in Hempstead on Main Street, 43D.
Hempstead, New York,
Yes,
in the house.
43D Main Street. I'm so
Yes.
ready.
Yes, that is so nice. And I'm sure the whole entire crew is going to be there. Grow,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Yolanda, I'm saying Yolanda, Ayanna, I don't know what else to tell you, but I'm happy for you
Thank
and your
you.
accomplishments, you
Thank
know,
you.
and I could feel that you have definitely been uplifted.
Yes. It's just so old. I was overwhelmed and I said, it's time for you to go get help for it and move forward. And that's that.
Yes,
No more crying about the past. Just move forward. And that's what I'm doing. I'm not going to overthink anything anymore. I'm just going to do it. If I fail, I just get up and brush myself off and keep it pushing.
absolutely. So beautiful. You are always beautiful. Now you're even more beautiful.
Thank you.
And I got one more comment that I want to highlight on, which is really nice here. Mr. Wrench Turner says this is a great platform to get comfortable. Yes, it is. I
Yes.
must. I mean, for those of you who don't know, if it's your first time here, this is a healing platform. Okay. It's based on healing. I celebrate people Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. EST right here, The Martine Show. That's what it's called. Somebody actually told me that I should do an Instagram page called The Martine Show, but that's probably coming soon.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, but we've been going strong since August 2020. And thus far, we have interviewed a whole lot of people,
Mhm.
men and women. We've touched many lives, and right now, these interviews don't only stay on Instagram, they also turn into podcast style, which they're on Anchor, they're on Breaker, they're on Google Podcasts, they're on Spotify, um, and a couple others, as well as now we're recapping with the YouTube section of it. So they get repurposed to YouTube as well. So every Wednesday at 9 a.m. EST, you guys could listen to it podcast style. Now, it's already pre-scheduled. The ones that we're doing now are not going to appear until maybe like towards the end of the year because we already pre-scheduled for the podcast until the end of September. And it's still going as we add more. But this is how this platform is working. Okay. So just to let you guys know, I'm open to interviews, and the interviews are simple conversation, men and women, and we're here to uplift people. We're here to celebrate people. Come as you are. It doesn't matter. You could cry on the Martine Show. It's all good, right?
Yes.
It's comfortable. It's a safe place to be.
Mhm.
And come back on Tuesday, right here on Instagram. We're here Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. EST. So come back on Tuesday, become part of the family, and hear people out. You may learn something, you may pick up something, or you may be the one giving an advice by just putting a comment in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we roll.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. All right, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for being in attendance. I really appreciate it. All right. So we'll be back Tuesday at 8 p.m. EST right here for another celebration of someone else
Yes.
who's going to come through on the Martine Show. So, Ayanna Deans, thanks again and congratulations to you.
Thank you. And I thank everybody that came on aboard, and I really appreciate this because us as women, we have to do better. We have to do better.
And the good thing about it, you are doing better.
Yes.
Lead by example. She doing it, people. That's what I'm
Yes.
talking about. Do the work. That's it. We gonna close it out. All right. Take care.
Okay.
Bye,
See ya.
everybody.